All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Marvelous Musings. I'm Addy, and this is my friend Naranjan. I think everyone that's watching the video at this point probably knows that this is Naranjan. I'm doing a trailer of Morbius that came out yesterday. We're doing a trailer reaction. But here's the thing. Naranjan has seen the trailer, and Naranjan knows what's in the trailer, and Naranjan knows about Morbius. I, on the other hand, know nothing about Morbius, and I know nothing about the trailer. I haven't seen it at all. All I've seen is one trailer that Sony released like a year or two ago, and that's it. So this is a concept for today, and I'll give it to my co-host Naranjan to explain what Morbius is, kind of like for you guys, but also mainly for me. Namaskaram.
So, in case you guys don't know who Morbius is, in the comics, Morbius is a Spider-Man villain who was born with a rare blood disease, which he tries to find, and he's a biochemist, so some kind of doctor, and he tries to find a cure for himself, and in the process, gets bit by bats, and turns into the living vampire. Yeah, so he first appeared in the Spider-Man comics, and that's basically who he is as a character. We'll learn more of that in this movie, and specifically through this trailer. So
before we proceed, I have a few questions for you. Is this a part of the MCU?
Sonyverse, so Venom's. Actually, it's
Okay.
pretty confusing.
I will not because I have not seen the spoiler. I have not seen the spoiler. I suspect I know what it is, but I'm not going to proceed.
No. I'm not saying anything about Venom, but the universe this movie is set in is pretty confusing to deduce, basically.
All right, let's get this started.
You'll understand once you actually analyze it.
You need a doctor?
I am a doctor.
I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
I'm here
To find a cure.
We have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
If you're gonna run,
Do it now.
People are strange
Dr. Michael Morbius, you've been missing for 2 months.
when you're a stranger.
Then you were found on a container ship that washed up off of Long Island.
Faces look ugly when you're alone.
What did you do to yourself, Doctor?
I wish I knew. I went from dying to being more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly. I have increased strength and speed, and some form of bat radar. What else can I do?
Lower your volume.
There are limits. There has to be.
There's something inside of me. It wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael.
When you're strange. Faces come
Can you control it?
I don't know.
Half the city wants to kill you.
Remembers your name
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
when you're strange.
The other half wants to control you.
Hey, Dr. Mike, you and I should stay in touch.
I'd do anything to save a life, but I don't know what I'm capable of.
You save lives, you don't take them.
Are you here to heal the world? Or to destroy it?
Yeah, here's a bet.
Who the hell are you, man?
I am Venom. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
That was a pretty sick trailer.
That was amazing. I have one note on the last part. Of course, he's not Venom because Venom always says we are Venom.
Right.
Um. Okay. Wow.
What
What
do
a
you think?
trailer. I mean, I think it's definitely leaning into a bit of the Marvel trope that they've got with the millionaire hero scientist tries to make his life better, save the world, and ends up doing something evil. I'm looking back at Iron Man 3 here.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, it's
I
also
think it's
similar
a
to.
very new. It's a
Mhm.
very new concept that they're going with though, because like I don't remember like any kind of Marvel movie that's gone with this kind of theme before. So it's really interesting. I really like what they're doing. I love the references to the Venom universe. I think they're accepting that Venom exists in this universe, and also what I found fascinating was just that brief mention. It's nothing like what we've got down there in San Francisco or something like that. Of course, Venom is in San Francisco, so this is really fascinating. Ranjan, what did you think?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this trailer a lot, and when I was looking back at this trailer, like I've watched this trailer a couple of times now, and I've been pausing everywhere just to see some references and stuff because everyone loves a good Easter egg. And again, Morbius, never been done before. It's an interesting concept. I have seen something like this in a Marvel movie before, even though it's not the MCU. But Kurt Connors from The Amazing Spider-Man, basically the same concept. Scientists trying to grow an arm back, but never to an extent like this. But which I'm really excited for. And Morbius obviously hasn't been on screen before, so played by Jared Leto, who played Joker in Suicide Squad. Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't
Also,
want to remember.
also,
Yep.
I saw a brief hint of what looked like Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, that's why I said there's
I saw your eyes at that moment. I saw your eyes at
Yeah,
that
I know,
moment.
I know. That and some other moments in this trailer is why I say with the universes this movie takes place in is very confusing. So let me explain what I mean by this. So obviously we see his past. Obviously this is what he looked like before, and yeah, you can see he said he was supposed to die earlier, and yeah, and there's other people like him, and it's exactly like what a mad scientist would do. I would say try to cure himself. Scientists go through this all the time, so there's that. And yeah, this scene is pretty cool to me as well. A bunch of bats just start swarming him with like about to drink his blood and stuff. That was pretty sick, and that's how his transformation works, I guess, and using some sort of device. But let me get to exactly what I mean by the universe's play. This movie takes place is very confusing. If I can get to these scenes. All right, this is one of the examples. You see this, right?
Hold on. Yep.
Yeah. This is obviously the Daily Bugle
Daily
logo
Bugle.
from the Raimi
Okay.
universe, right? Raimi universe. And if
Does
you
it have
see,
the same setup as that one?
it has the exact same logo
Okay.
of the
Also,
Raimi
that
universe.
kind of looks like the Soviet communist, like the Soviet communist Politburo logo.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
And if you look at the news up here, it says
Yeah, Rhino on the loose, Zoo
Yeah.
hoax, fool's assault,
Rhino
Black
on the
Cat, friend or
loose.
foe, and what's the
Zoo
last one?
hoax.
Finding truth within, told in his own words. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Rhino on the loose, zoo hoax fools us all. Rhino exists in the Amazing Spider-Man universe, and Black Cat technically also exists in the Amazing Spider-Man universe
Okay.
as Felicity Jones. She appeared
Oh
in the second
yeah.
movie, but she wasn't actually Black Cat, right? She worked for Harry Osborn. Another
Yeah.
one is this Raimi Spider-Man with murder written over it. That's Toby
Oh
Spider-Man.
yeah. Yeah, I saw that for a second.
Yeah, this was
Okay.
in the first
And
trailer as well.
this lines up like with what we saw in the original Spider-Man trilogy, where we had the Daily Bugle spewing out relentless propaganda against Spider-Man. So that I think this is lining up to be something really interesting.
And
Do we have any clue on like what time period this is set in?
I have no
Like-
clue. I have no clue with this. But it says murder over it, and that could be linked to Spider-Man being framed for killing Mysterio, right? But
Mhm.
again, this is Raimi
This
Spider-Man.
is the wrong Spider-Man for that.
Yeah, yeah. So again, another reason why it's confusing which universe this takes place in. I think there's one more example.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try finding it. No, this is not it. Is this it?
Let's see.
No, this isn't it.
Also, the layout of these battles really makes it look like the 2020s and 2010s rather than the early
Yeah, yeah,
2000s.
The setting of this movie also seems to be very technologically advanced, a very technologically advanced area as well. So, which was
I would disagree, though. I would disagree. A lot of
Kind of.
what we've seen isn't exceptionally revolutionary. I'm going to hold with my theory of it's the 2020s because we can do some pretty amazing stuff. Let me just say that.
No, I'm not like saying any super advanced futuristic stuff, but
Yeah, I think it exists in this interesting universe. So, like, I have a few notes I want to make here, actually. The first
Go
thing
on.
I really want to say is I'm confused by the concept because this isn't like it's not following that generic superhero formula. So I'm confused as to like how they're gonna get a lot of if you just pause for one moment, how they're gonna get a lot of viewers when let's go back to something like Iron Man. So Iron Man did something new, did something revolutionary, but it was also it's set up that formula, and now it's going to be really hard to introduce a character that a lot of people, including like even me, I literally run a Marvel podcast, but I don't know anything about Morbius, and it's like how are you going to introduce a new character using a completely different formula? At least one of the two things should be the same. Either the character should be the same or the formula should be the same.
yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to find that one scene. I think this is it. No, wait, that wasn't it. God damn it. Pardon my phrasing.
You realize you're editor and you can just cut stuff out whenever you want, right? Oh
wait.
boy, go back.
By the way,
go back.
hold on. That is
Simp intensifies.
hot.
Yep. I fully
Bro, look at
concur.
those biscuits on his stomach.
Yeah, and this isn't actually the best framing. The light in the scene before was even better.
Where is that fucking scene? Bro, I swear to God, there's just one scene. It's interesting to note his. Oh, here it is. I found it.
Oscorp.
Oscorp, the logo from the Amazing Spider-Man universe.
Okay, this is good.
Yeah, so it's really confusing because there's references to obviously, and then the other one is MCU Vulture showing up in this movie, and it is confirmed he's playing Adrian Toomes. So he's not just playing some other character. So Toby Spider-Man apparently exists in this universe. Tom Hardy's Venom apparently exists in this universe because Topher Grace's Venom never said we are V or I am Venom. Oscorp Tower from the Amazing Spider-Man exists in this universe. Black Cat and Rhino from the Amazing Spider-Man exist in this universe. Vulture from the MCU exists in this universe.
Vultureverse at this point. Do we
Yeah,
know
and-
it's? Oh yeah. I guess
And-
it's been spoiled enough for me.
And what else? Was that everything? I think so.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that was everything, honestly.
Yeah. So
This what I want to say about this is like if what you're saying is all this is true and all these like small little hints are also true. What's most significant about all of them is that they seem to validate the three Peter theory that's coming along.
yeah, definitely. Again, it's interesting to note because Morbius is supposed to take place in the Sony Spider-Man universe, which is where Venom is. So Venom's connections make sense, right? But I have two theories for this. Either this movie takes place in an alternate universe where Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man, And instead of Topher Grace, Tom Hardy is Venom, right? And the Oscorp Tower coincidentally has the same logo as the Amazing Spider-Man ones. There's variants of Rhino and Black Cat from the Amazing Spider-Man in this universe, and there's a variant of MCU Vulture in this universe, and obviously Daily Bugle already exists in Tobey Maguire's universe. So either that this is a separate universe with all those things I just said, or these might be a result of the multiverse opening up and getting fucked, getting messed up.
Mhm.
I'm definitely moving towards the multiverse getting messed up though.
I'm also leaning towards that too because we also saw this similar tunes in the Spider-Man trailer from earlier
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. One thing to note, his powers in this, a couple of powers he showed in this, he mentioned super strength and super speed, which makes sense. Flight, we saw that as well from that one train scene. Every movie has to have a train scene nowadays. And echolocation that's pretty sick as well. And apparently bloodthirst, which is
basically, so he's basically a vampire and has
more
some variation of Batman.
his yep, he gets bit by a bat, becomes Batman. Yeah,
Like that's how Batman should actually be, you know.
yeah.
I want to go back here. I want to go back here actually to that amazing scene from The Dark Knight. From The Dark Knight, where Lucius Fox gives he gives Bruce the echolocation phone, and he says, "It's got echolocation, Bruce." Just like, and he's obviously waiting for Bruce to say bat, and he says, "Submarine, Mr. Fox, submarine." And that was one of the best thing. Okay, no, that probably wasn't the best thing I've ever seen on a movie, but like it was a pretty well done scene, and I'm really happy to finally see a bat who actually uses echolocation like a proper bat.
Yeah, and again, wait, hold up, wait. This design for Morbius's vampire form is pretty sick as well. I would say, it's pretty cool. Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's hot. I think it's a very well designed thing.
Very well
I
designed.
would really like stray away from calling that hot because that enters a very weird legal and philosophical sphere.
Oh yeah, and also one more ability that he seems to have control over bats. What it seems.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
So what I want to ask is like, are these bats like the bats that bite him originally? Are they something special? What is it about them?
I don't know. They could be regular bats. They could be bats that created the coronavirus. They could be some different bats that are exclusive to the Marvel comics. I'm not exactly sure. This might be interesting because it just might be interesting to look at. And from the first Morbius trailer that came over a year ago, I watched. My initial reaction was, "Meh, it's cool." That was my initial reaction. Watching this, I'm more interested in it as well, especially with these references to other universes that are popping up. It's just confusing, you know. Yeah, and I gotta say, there were a lot of rumors saying that. Addy, do you have anything else to add right now?
I have a few notes. What I want to make is, first of all, the CGI looks at the same time very well done, but also the tone and the color seems very unusual. So like, you know how a lot of people say that DCEU movies are too dark, right? And then like make the joke about how it's not like the topics that are too dark, the movies are literally too dark.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that in going for a darker thematic exploration, as well as like a more villainous backstory as well, I'm concerned that they might actually make the film too dark. I want to talk about something completely different here. I don't know how many of you guys here have watched Game of Thrones. The final battle it's not actually the final battle, but it's one of the bigger battles in this series. This is the Battle of Winterfell, season 8, episode 3. One of the biggest complaints about that was that it was done in near pitch darkness. And I'm concerned that when this movie also does similar things like that, I hope it doesn't make something so dark that it becomes visually uninteresting, visually unappealing.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I think the tone of this movie, though, it definitely matches with Venom's movies. Tom Hardy's Venom movies, obviously, because they're apparently supposed to be set in the same universe. Apparently, obviously, Tobey Maguire's this is not Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe because they already had a Venom, and yeah, I just don't know. I'm just curious to see what universe this set in. Anyway, so this was the Morbius trailer. It's pretty sick. I would like to comes out in January, by the way, if you didn't know.
Okay.
Comes out in January. So now that this trailer is released, a lot of like reports said that the Morbius trailer, we would probably get a Morbius trailer before we get the official No Way Home trailer. Okay, so that obviously turned out to be true. So now that this trailer is released, I have two possible dates for when the No Way Home trailer might release. Two predictions of dates. One is November 5th, which is when Eternals releases, and they just show it with Eternals because the trailer is just so like they're cutting it so close to the movie because the movie literally comes out in about 1 month from now, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, they're cutting it way too close. So they better so it's pretty obvious to say that the trailer is like pretty close by. Right? So I'm guessing either November 5th and they release a trailer with Eternals to screen the actual trailer in the cinemas for the people who are going to watch Eternals. And my second date is going to be November 12th. Because November 12th is to honor Stan Lee's death, who died in November 12th, like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And obviously Spider-Man is Stan Lee's his biggest like,
I'm gonna disagree with you there because like I understand the symbolism behind that, but I think Marvel the whole time has proven that they're not really going after symbolism or stuff like, critics' approval. They're going for money and they're going for how can we get as many people to watch these movies as possible. They want to get people into theaters and they want people to watch these trailers. I'm gonna go with it's coming out when Eternals comes out.
So this Friday.
Yeah.
All right.
Which, of course, for us as video makers makes life a bit more complicated. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be sticking with either November 5th or 12th. It's definitely going to be this week or next week because I highly doubt it's going to be the week after next week because then it will be really way too close to the movie.
They'll be pushing it really close.
Yeah. So, again, to like get people really hyped for this, they'd have to show some actual like fire in this official trailer they released for No Way Home, since the movie is going to be releasing a month after the official trailer releases, right? So yeah, that's about it. So something hype that they can do is like Marvel show the 3 Spider-Man.
All right.
All right.
With that, let's end the episode. Thank you so much, everyone.
Let me stop screen sharing.
Why did you say? Come on,
That's
man.
it. That's
Learn
it.
how to end an episode properly.
Thank
you, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. That's the episode, and I'm really looking forward to this movie. I hope all of you guys are too. And thanks a lot for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and in short order, hopefully comment as well. Thanks.
And make sure if you guys are interested in becoming guests in any of our episodes, be sure to give us a comment in our Instagram. Yeah.
See you guys.
Goodbye.